Hello everybody, hi to a new lesson. So today is going to be restrictive and non-restrictive relative clauses. Relative meaning we have relationship. There is certain thing that we are going to link. And here when we talk about clauses, they are not sentences, they are phrases, they are parts of sentences. Here I've got three examples. The girl who is singing is a great basketball player. Where is the relative clause? It is who is singing. Relative pronoun, it's who. What about the other sentence? The other sentence is the girl is a great basketball player. So what is the relative clause here? The relative clause is something that we may put and we may somehow omit. What is the main sentence? If we omit who is singing, we are going to be left with the girl is a great basketball player. So who is singing is a subordinate extra information. Second one, the book which is on the table is mine. Relative pronoun, which. Relative clause, which is on the table. What is left? What is left is the main clause. The book is mine. The third sentence, Charles Dickens, who is a famous writer, died in 1870. Relative pronoun, who. Relative clause, who is a famous writer. The main clause, Charles Dickens died in 1870. So here, what is a relative clause? It is a clause that we add, we put within the sentence itself. Sometimes the information can stay, sometimes it can be removed. Now, how do we introduce relative clauses? We do introduce relative clauses via two main things, which are the relative pronouns. So one, we introduce relative clauses via relative pronouns, or second, relative adverbs. We mean by the relative pronouns who, which, whom, whose. And of course, with who and which we may have also that. By relative adjectives, we mean where, when, and why. Okay? Now we are going to give examples of each. And by the way, I am still explaining the PowerPoint I gave you, meaning that you have so far you've got everything in the PowerPoint. Here it is just for explaining the thing. Okay? Now let's start by who. The relative pronouns. So, relative pronouns. Who. An example with who, we say, the lady who is wearing a white hat is my new neighbor. Where is the relative clause? Relative pronoun Relative clause, who is wearing a white hat. What is left? The lady is my new neighbor. So this is the main clause. Meaning, if we omit who is wearing a white hat, it's going to be the lady is my new neighbor. So we've got SVO, subject, verb, object. Okay? Next, the other example I'm going to provide you with. I saw the lady who won the chess competition. Okay? I saw the lady who won the chess competition. Here again, we have relative pronoun. It is who. Relative clause, who won the chess competition. Where is the main clause? The main clause is I saw the lady. Okay? And here we can have also that as a substitute. The lady that is wearing a white hat is my neighbor. Or I saw the lady that won the chess competition. I hope it's clear. Now I'm going to move to which. Second part is going to be, not second part, but second example. We provide sentences using which. Here it is. So, the movie which I watched yesterday. The movie which I watched yesterday was about life in the jungle. Here, relative pronoun, which. Relative clause, which I watched yesterday. What is left? The movie was about life in the jungle. If we omit which I watched yesterday, again we are going to have an SVO. S, the movie, subject, the verb, was, and about life in the jungle. This is a phrase that's, well, complementary phrase. Okay? Here, which and who, are they used for the same, let's say, person? Of course, no. We say who for people and which it is for objects, sometimes animals. Okay? I'm going to provide you with the other example. I watched the movie. I watched a movie which was about life in the jungle. The second sentence more or less has the same meaning as the first one. But what about the structure? Of course, it's not the same. Again, relative pronoun, it is which. Relative clause, which was about life in the jungle. Where is the main sentence? The main sentence is I watched a movie. Subject, I watched, verb, a movie. Okay? I'll give you another example. I did plenty of housework, which is tiring. I did plenty of housework, which is tiring. Or sometimes the homework is tiring. The housework maybe for girls. So I did plenty of housework, which is tiring. The relative pronoun is which. The relative clause is which is tiring. And what is left is I did plenty of housework. Okay? So these are examples with which. Next. And the same thing here. The same thing, we may have that. The movie that I watched yesterday, or I watched a movie that was about life in the jungle. The next example, so we have finished with who, we finished with which. Now we proceed to whom. Whom. You will have the man whom I saw yesterday was the criminal. The man whom I saw yesterday was the criminal. Again, relative pronoun, it's whom. Relative clause, it is whom I saw yesterday. What is left is that the man was the criminal. Here, what is the difference between whom and who? Here, if I split the two sentences, we are going to have the man was the criminal and I saw the man. Meaning, what is repeated? The man is repeated. In the first sentence, it's going to be the subject. In the second sentence, it is the object. But still, here, this is the problem. The second sentence starts with another object. The man, here it is I. In this context, it's about certain objects which is repeated and we need whom. Okay? I give you another example with whom, but this one is going to be whom and a certain preposition. For example, the lady with whom I had dinner is my new, let's say, boss. Here, where is the relative pronoun? It is whom, but we have with whom. Again, if I do split the two sentences, it's going to be I had dinner with the lady. The lady is my new boss. Okay? So again, the repeated word, it is the lady. In the first sentence, the lady is a subject. In the other sentence, the lady is going to be an object. And because we have another subject pronoun here, we need with whom. Okay? This is an example with whom. Now I give you another example using whose. And with whom, of course, we cannot use that as a substitute. Okay, that we may use it instead of who and which, but only in restrictive. We will see the restrictive in the last part. Okay, now let's go to the relative adverbs. The relative adverbs, which are where. So where we say the mosque is a place where Muslims pray. So the mosque is here a location, it's where we perform, where the action of praying happens. So relative pronoun where, relative clause, relative adverb where, relative clause where Muslims pray, and what is left, the mosque is a place. Okay, next, when. Okay, so again, Valentine is a day when, let's say, people exchange gifts. For example, so relative pronoun or relative adverb when, relative clause when people exchange gifts. What is left? Valentine is a day. Why? This time, so why? This is why he was absent. And here there is no rule for this why. Okay? Now we go to the lesson. We have seen the examples with the different relative pronouns and the different relative adverbs. Now, the title, if you remember the title that I did put in the very beginning, was restrictive and non-restrictive clauses. Now, what is a restrictive clause? Restrictive clause, and number 2, I'm going to put non-restrictive clause. Now, my brother who got his MA degree traveled, for example, to Canada. This is what you have in Ticket to English. And here, my brother who got his MA degree traveled to Canada. Yes, we wrote the same sentence. But here, listen, in the second sentence, we are going to put 2 things. My brother who got his MA degree traveled to Canada. What is the difference now in terms of meaning? My brother who got his MA degree traveled in Canada. Here, the restrictive, or sorry, the relative sentence, is very important. Supposing I have 5 brothers. And I do tell you, my brother traveled to Canada. Which brother? Which one? You are not going to know, and you have to ask me which brother traveled to Canada. Then I am going to tell you, well, my brother who had his MA degree. But supposing, so here it is very important to mention which brother did travel. But supposing here I've got only one brother, and everybody in my neighborhood knows that I have only one brother, and then I tell you my brother who had his MA degree traveled to Canada. Of course, this piece of information is going to be subordinate. It's going to be extra and unnecessary, not important. If the information is not important, we need to put the commas, and if we put the commas, we call it a non-restrictive clause. Okay, so I hope that it's clear, and I hope that the PowerPoint presentation that I did send you now, it's much clear. I'm going to provide you with some exercises, and please, I need the responses. Thank you so much.